I think by making the trade, the Spurs front office has committed to building this around Wemby and Fox, and everybody else is going to have a skill that helps out the team. I think right now, spacing is a big issue with this team. I think Stephon Castle, the number one thing he got to work on in the offseason is becoming a good three-point shooter. Same thing with Jeremy Sohan. He has to improve his three-point jump shot. And I think if they don't improve enough, then we'll start hearing rumblings about them finding people who fit around Wemby and Fox. But I think this trade was clearly signaling that they're building this around Wemby and Fox. This is the way they're going to go.
Yeah, and they still have so much future assets, so much draft picks that, like, Fox is obviously he's a great player, all NBA talent at his absolute peak, but it almost kind of feels like a bridge co-star to me, where De'Aaron Fox, 27 years old, like, he's gonna help you make the playoffs, maybe even this year. But Wemby has already shown that if you get just a competent team around him, you can make the play-in. So go get De'Aaron Fox. Don't give up your most valuable assets, but now you still have a guy in De'Aaron Fox that can take you to the playoffs. Maybe not this year, but next year we're looking at a team that could be a top 6 seed if you're telling me both these guys are fully healthy. And then over the next 2 or 3 seasons, how does Stephon Castle develop? How does Devin Vassell develop? How does all of these young guys go? And then, down the road, if someone better than Fox becomes available, now you have like your actual Scottie Pippen. You have your whatever you want to do, AD to LeBron. So that's maybe more on a top 10-ish level to Wemby than Fox, who's like top, 30 level.
De'Aaron Fox is the equivalent of Kemba Walker.
Who was Kemba a bridge for?
A bridge co-star is disrespectful.
Celtics bridge.
No, I think Fox is better.
No, he is better.
Injuries.
I think a bridge co-star. I think of Mo
wrong.
Williams and LeBron. I think of Jameer Nelson and
No,
Dwight Howard.
That's
Not De'Aaron Fox and Wemby.
Yeah, come on.
No,
De'Aaron's got
Wemby is
25 guys.
is the demon. Obviously, we know
Yes,
that.
but De'Aaron Fox is
De'Aaron Fox a demon?
he's a
really
great
good.
player. He's an all NBA caliber player when he's at his best.
Has he ever been All NBA?
Yes.
Yeah.
one time, I think, right? Once.
Yeah, when they
How
were the
sure are
third
we?
seed. When they made
I'm
the
pretty
made the
confident in my
playoffs.
ability.
I'm confident too. I know that he made the All NBA team.
I'll
One
say
time
this,
All-Star, one time All-NBA.
Yeah, I'll say this though. I think Fox going there is dope. I think they have a real strong chance to make the play-in if they push for it now, and then potentially, all you need is one good game on the road, two good game on the road. But I think next year is the real year where you start talking with the Spurs. You get a full off season of Wemby and Fox to understand the games, get better at the games, and work on the chemistry. You have another summer for Castle to get better, Sohan to get better, Malachi Branham, if he's still in the roster, to get better. And then you have money to kind of go out and get quality role players, guys that can fit around Wemby. And then on top, and now you're looking at a team that can legitimately be a top 5 seed, a team that can win it. Because, we always get shit, even a top 3 seed, because we get those young teams who come in, with the high octane offensive young player, and then they have the second option. They usually come in and then they're winning a ton of games or catching teams by surprise. They're doing their thing. So we can see a Spurs-like jump like we've seen from the Kings, from Memphis now to Houston. We've seen a young team make a move and then they go on this run. So,
Joel, the
Maybe
reason
I'm
I
gonna
say bridge co-star is just because, like, is this the guy Wemby runs up 3 rings with? That's kind of what I'm thinking it as.
I
Like,
think it
he's
can
not,
be.
Don't
I don't know
lie.
if Fox is the guy.
Why
Like, maybe
can't
they get
Fox?
one together?
Why can't Fox be a player that is a part of a championship with Wembanyama if they build a team around them?
It could-
I
it
mean,
could
he's
be.
better than Jamal Murray was.
yeah.
Jamal Murray today, yes. Jamal Murray during that playoff run.
No,
no.
like playoff and regular season Jamal
I feel
Murray.
like we're forgetting the very first
Playoff
playoff series
Jamal
that-
Murray was fucking nuts.
Facts,
The very-
regular season Jamal Murray too.
Joel's right.
Together, I think Darren's a better
I
player.
think we're forgetting is the very first playoff series that De'Aaron Fox had. He averaged what, 30,
It was 27.
7
Doesn't matter.
27?
It was elite. He was OD.
Yes.
efficiency
I mean,
kind of, but right.
Aaron
He
Fox
was
was first team all. He
was
was all
good.
NBA third team.
He was good
he
that
was-
series. He wasn't memorable. He was good.
No, he
No.
was really good that series, Riv.
Good.
He was really good.
That's not something we're circling like moment. He was good.
I mean, it's not a memorable moment like a
15
He
games.
playoff run,
averaged
but
27 on 42% from the field and 33% from three, 49% EFG.
yeah, but he had some
He was
amazing
struggling
games in
game
that
7.
series. He had
Yeah.
amazing games in that series.
For sure.
Like he had a 40 ball in that series, I'm sure.
The
Yeah,
thing is, just
he's their
Aaron
glue guy.
Fox's 3-ball failing to be consistent also worries me.
Yeah, but you're getting somebody who he's fourth in the NBA in drives. The Spurs don't have anybody that can penetrate the rim like him. They have nobody really that can get into the teeth of the defense consistently. He's an elite driver. He's an elite finisher, and he's a great mid-range shooter. The three-point shot is the only thing that it's up and down. It's always been like above 30%. I think he falls more in line with like a 34, 35% three-point shooter. But De'Aaron Fox could score at the mid-range and he can get to the basket at an elite level. Like those are things that he has. So he's not a non-floor spacer. He's just inconsistent from three, but there are other spots in the floor that you can use him.
Jamal Murray was good. I just want John to give him his respect.
Oh, Jamal Murray was a superstar in the playoffs.
Yeah, John, I don't know why we're trying to tear down Jamal. Like,
I don't think John did that. He just said Fox.
I think he was.
No, because Jamal Murray is a championship number 2. And I'm saying if he was, I believe that De'Aaron's the better player. De'Aaron could also be. Because Jamal Murray's never been an all-star in the regular season.
But
He's
have
Jamal's
you
been
ever
play
seen
style.
De'Aaron Fox play as well as Jamal Murray did in that playoff run?
He played one playoff run, like you said before. He played really
Two
damn
playoff
well,
runs.
back and forth.
Even
De'Aaron?
still,
No,
De'Aaron.
I'm talking
De'Aaron.
Jamal.
Clears
and he
De'Aaron
did
in
it
that
twice.
De'Aaron, I'm talking about. His one playoff run, his one playoff series, he went back and forth with Steph and played pretty well. Jamal Murray, Jamal Murray is a guy. He's one of my favorite players, but De'Aaron to me is a better player.
You guys need to rewatch that series, man. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox showed out in that series.
I remember it like the back of my hand, brother. I was sweating.
You remember the up 2-0.
I was sweating.
Almost got you, real.
But yeah, no, I think Jamal's play style also, John, is a lot different. I think
It
his
is.
play style, him and being a 3-level scorer, and especially being a consistent 3-point shooter, being able to get off the bounce, get off the pick and roll, get his shot going. It's a lot different than Fox's. But I do agree. I think Fox, if we asked in a vacuum, we would say Fox is the better player. So in theory, you would hope he can be that same number 2 guy. It's just a wait and see for the Spurs. I think, maybe it can be a bridge superstar. Maybe you're waiting to get a much better player, but this is what he needs right now. And I don't think this is a rush, especially when you didn't give up anything. This is kind of the perfect way to kind of mesh with your, franchise player.
Yeah, there are 2 generational players outside of Wemby since 2000. LeBron that were young, I'm saying, that instantly impactful players. LeBron, Luka, and Wemby.
Two of them on the same team.
LeBron never had a co-star as good as De'Aaron Fox in his first couple seasons at all. And Luka, they traded for Kristaps Porzingis. I think that's a toss-up between Fox and Porzingis. I think Porzingis was coming off the knee injury when he went to Dallas, and he had those concerns. Fox doesn't have that. Wemby's only in his second season, and they managed to get him an all-NBA caliber player. It's a big win. I think the guys around them now have to step up their game. And if it's Sohan or Castle not shooting the ball well, or Vassell being injury prone, I think that's the next step, just surrounding Fox and Wemby with more shooters.
Yeah, I mean, they tried this, right? They went and got Harrison Barnes. They've been trying to make some moves, but the space, and I agree, it's not perfect yet.
So out of all the West teams that made moves, the Kings, Spurs, Lakers, Mavericks, rank them 1 to 4 in likelihood of making a deep playoff run this year.
Deep playoff run this year. Okay, Kings and Spurs. We could just put 3 and 4.
Who's 4?
I'll
Who's three?
put Spurs 3, Kings 4. Just because if you get some fucking magic from Wemby and Fox, I like that over the collective Sabonis, Levine, DeMar kind of tandem you got going on, a trio. 1 and 2 between the Mavericks and Lakers. We could have the combo.
That's tricky for me because I still feel like Dallas is a really nasty matchup for certain teams. Like I still feel like for OKC, this makes it an even worse matchup for them just because they might struggle offensively. If Dallas plays Houston, I think this is a really bad matchup for a Houston team that isn't, the most efficient from the 3-ball and likes to, ground and pound, get into the paint and do their dirty work. I think a team like Memphis, I think this would be a tough matchup too. So it's really just, end of late games. I think you trust Kyrie, but who's going to really be that number 1 guy? We've always seen Kyrie do it off the strength of playing with another star that's higher than him. I think AD is still that, but offensively, I think that's where you're going to have to figure things out. But with the Lakers, it's also, a matchup trying to figure out because I don't think this is their end all roster. I still think they'll make a move or two. But just speaking on them right now, they don't have a real legit front court. I think they have some guys up front on the perimeter, but who's going to give them that back line help? Who's going to help them on the glass, on the rebounding? But they have LeBron and Luka, so they'll end up making it work. But I think I'll probably go because of the star factor and the potential on that. Lakers 1, Dallas 2, but I think it's really matchup dependent.